Hi, I just wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety during COVID-19 pandemic. There's I've seen a lot of posts people offering for people to talk, and I've put posts out there, free advice and free help for anybody who is struggling mentally at this point. I wanted to just give a bit of an insight into a lot of things that people seem to have completely overlooked, which is COVID-19 is important, but so are quite a lot of the other illnesses that people are dying from regularly within Britain at this point, and all around the world as well, that we still have to be aware of and we still have to be sensitive to. For me, is COVID-19 is current, but it's not necessarily more important than a lot of other health issues that are going on and people are suffering with. Mental health especially is quite prevalent at the moment, but people have almost forgot what it actually is, and that the fact that people struggling with anxiety, depression and severe anxiety and mental health issues will be very much struggling at this time. A lot of people have become very opinionated. They're telling everyone what the disease is, what to watch out for, telling people things they've heard, what people should and shouldn't be doing. Focus on you, look after yourself and do the things that are right for you, and then take time to think about someone you know who maybe is pregnant, that is being told their partner can't be at the birth, and imagine how frightening it is going into a hospital at this point, especially if you've got a baby on the way. People already in hospitals who are ill and concerned for contracting the virus, and their family and friends who are not only concerned for them but aren't allowed to visit and see their loved ones in that situation. That must be really, really horrible for people. But also people that are just struggling being within those own four walls, who struggle with their own thoughts, who struggle day to day with a lot of mindset issues. Anxiety can be quite, what would I say, the best way is irrational. It can just come on in any situation, and it can cause quite severe panic responses where you get pins and needles in your hands and face, you can't breathe, you can go numb pretty much all over your body. I suffered quite badly with anxiety for quite a long time, learned to cope, still have anxiety attacks, but cope with them a lot better now. And what I find this focus on being locked in and stuck in and you can't do this and that can quite often trigger attacks. So be careful with the language you use when you're posting your posts. Forget that you're angry about this, but if you're asking other people to be conscious of other people's health and well-being, you should do the same. And just because you want to get something off your chest at this point doesn't make it necessary to do. Just take your time to think, how are you affecting other people, especially if you want everybody else to think and do the same. So one thing I do is, I've said this on a couple of my Instagram posts, is reach out to people in those demographics, to people, especially pregnant people who have got other issues, people who've got friends in the hospital, not just the elderly and not just people, not just the NHS. They do need help and support, but there's also a lot of other people in a really difficult position right now. And that's where I'm saying is your friend that you know, maybe that relationship that's not so perfect that they're going to be really over the moon about spending all their time in the house. The person that's really worried financially, because it's definitely, this situation could financially ruin them. Okay, the disease will get put under control, but what comes from it is going to be a lot harder to deal with. So just take your time, think about what you're saying and what you're posting, and just rack your brains when you've got the time to think, who around me that I know could use my help? And then hopefully we'll all get through this stronger and better. Stay safe.